Okay, day 72. Here's P-Tech. And for those who aren't familiar with this big raid that happened here in 2002, they're based out of Quincy, Massachusetts. This is this Laher guy again. Business process modeling. Now remember, this Laher guy is a UML guy, and UML is a way of doing business process modeling, right? And then they were raided, and the FBI, I mean, they're not being subtle here, Operation Green Quest. Does that sound like, hey, we want our percentage or not? They were raided by this kind of famous Operation Green Quest, and here are all the different DynCorp backbone companies that they work for, and you're going to find that P-Tech actually had a top secret clearance. Again, a lot of these folks unvetted, coming from Pakistan, most of them coming from Pakistan. I believe most of them unvetted. You can see down here that it talks about the Office of Foreign Asset Control. We've talked about this before. Major Saudi support in backing, and then here, we can talk about all the different clients again. You can see they're very high on the list. Now, if you didn't see the story when it first came out, I'll play a little clip.
Who believe in and finance radical Islamic extremist groups worldwide.
In an investigation done by CBS station WBZ-TV, 3 sources say Al-Qaeda is the chief financial backer of P-Tech. Then there's P-Tech board member Yaqub Mirza. He's an officer for a string of Islamic charities which have been a concern to the U.S. government. This becomes all the more alarming when you learn exactly what it is P-Tech does. The company works in enterprise architecture, the blueprinting of an entire computer network. Computer consultant Indira Singh says such a company could gain full access to a client's data.
That could be rather dangerous.
It could be devastatingly dangerous.
Especially when you examine the roster of P-Tech's clients. The company's webpage lists the FBI, the IRS, NATO, the Air Force, the Naval Air Command, the Departments of Energy and Education, the Postal Service, the U.S. House of Representatives. Other sources say P-Tech has done business with the Department of Defense, the Secret Service, even the White House.
Now, did you notice how they said U.S. House of Representatives? So this has been a program since 1998, and I do believe it is to shelter programming projects, DHS programming projects away from the American people. Now, I just want to follow up on one thing before I get back to P-Tech, but a lot of people are saying, hey, you didn't, this Claude Park was on Turkey Run Road, and Imran Awan owned this place out here at 3 Pheasant Run. Turkey Run, again, this is CIA folklore, is this Kay Griggs type of thing where you let the wild animal go running and then you hunt it down. And everyone was trying to equate that with the UAE burning down, the UAE mansion burning down, which is also at the end of Turkey Run. Well, there's a lot of physical distance here between the two. They just use that expression, Pheasant Run or Turkey Run, to talk about the Kay Griggs type situation. But it does look remarkably like, this is the mansion, this is UAE retreat. It does look remarkably like the retreat out in, the Russian retreat out in Maryland. I mean, it just does look like that. So I can see where people get the idea that, hey, these are all turkey runs that people are setting up. Okay, now back to P-Tech. This is the PACS program that I keep referring to, the PACTS. This is the program management. Again, that's what P-Tech does, is program management. So controlling this process is controlling these program management bids. This is where you model a project and then you mete out different segments for different companies. Now you notice down here it's a 100% set aside service disabled veteran owned small business program. Okay, immediately I thought of Purple Shovels, just Purple Shovels. Purple Shovels is the perfect cover for doing this kind of ISIS stuff. Now, the other program that DHS manages is this technical acquisition, this called TABS, this technical acquisition. And the first person I thought of here was CACI, Computer Science Corporation, these major contractors that have, this is for the technical aspect, not the program management, but the technical acquisition. If you look down into the awards, you're going to see Brillient in both of them. So here are the awards. There's kind of an unrestricted and, again, a small business set-aside. If you sit in Union Station and just listen to people talk about set-aside businesses for DHS and DOD. You can sit there all afternoon and listen to people negotiate deals in Union Station, waiting for trains. I just did it. But here again, here's Booz Hamilton with this contract here, and then these are the big boys. Down here we have khaki, and who do I think of when I think of khaki? Well, I think of, it's almost all of her initials: Cristal, Champagne, Charisse, Papignon, Miss Khaki. So is she the lawyer for khaki? Cristal, Champagne, Charisse, Papignon. We'll find out. And then of course CSC. And then as you go down here, these are kind of like the companies that are being brought in with the different. Now I don't know all the background of all these different companies, but it does seem like they're bringing in these Pakistani companies to make these small businesses to then bid on this set-aside type business. I guess that's the bottom line there. And then finally, I'll just end with this Twitter. Somebody tweeted out, Mia's Colombo, and then the next, one was Gary Webb talking about Dark Alliance, the CIA guns for drugs, comparing that to the stuff I've been doing. So, kind of one of those bittersweet moments where you go, oh, that's nice for somebody to say I'm a Colombo, but then the next thing gets posted is Gary Webb, which obviously he ended up committing suicide by shooting himself twice in the head, in a very, what I call a questionable suicide. And there's the Colombo thing, if you haven't seen people posting that kind of funny thing there. So, and I'm not familiar with who these folks are, but I want to say to them, thanks very much for calling me George Colombo Webb.